So today we're going to Whistler. I'm going to try out the bike course to really just test out to see how it feels. Due to rain tomorrow or tonight, I didn't want to go when it's wet, so I'm trying to get it in today. Kind of decided last minute. I'm pretty sure around the time of the race it's going to be wet and the course is likely going to be muddy, but I wanted to try the course when the conditions are really good, so at least I can get an idea of what kind of obstacles and like the terrain essentially. So at least I could test it in good conditions and hopefully have like a good day. So, because like it would be the worst thing if I tested it today and it was raining and wet and muddy, and then it's like I have such a horrible time and then I'm just dreading it. So I'm hoping to get a good idea of what the course is like today, so I can kind of mentally prepare myself. And at least I know then when I have to practice, because we have 1 month to go and I'm still kind of going in blind. I've really enjoyed the trail biking, and so I'm excited to just go out and have a good time. So last week I went rock climbing for the first time in a very long time, and I ended up falling and injuring my shoulder. So I haven't been able to swim as directed by my physio. Last week I couldn't even like put my arm above my shoulder without pain. It's doing so much better now, but I'd rather just lay off kind of any form of like overhead and like swimming and just let it repair and recover fully before I get back out there. So I'm not really too worried because I enjoy swimming, so that's not really the one discipline that I need to fully work on. So yeah, I'm letting that recover, and so I've kind of like peeled back a lot of training. I've just been taking it easy and trying to get out more on the bike. So yeah, I'm looking forward to trying this out, and then let's see how we get on. So I'm almost at Whistler now, and then we'll get ready to head out.
Turning out to be far more technical than I thought it was going to be. It's not even hard, it's just a lot of elevation and a lot of rocks. My legs are on fire. At least it's nice and peaceful out. It's hot and it's smoky. Oof. Okay, let's go. Yeah, like, how the hell are we supposed to get up that? It's insane. The camera does it no justice. There's no way. You just have to carry the bike. What the hell? So cool. Found the first waterfall. I'm only at like 3K. I also had to go through do some bushwhacking. So I probably have like a million ticks on me. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if there's ticks here. Okay, let's keep going. doing the last speed workout before the race because it is race day this week. And today on the schedule we have mile repeats. Let's go. 10 seconds and then we start the first set of mile repeats. First mile done. Now we have a minute 30 of rest. You know, this is the first time it's actually not hot when I'm doing my speed workout. It's nice, perfect temperature. Whew. Okay, let's go. Next set. Run done, just over 8K, 40 minutes, 38 seconds, average pace 4:48. Last speed work done. Let's go. So right now I'm just putting another ball cage on my bike because I only have the one, and I'm also changing out the pedals because I've only been riding on these plastic default pedals and they are not good enough. You can see the actual pegs are like worn down. So this is not ideal for any racing or any riding. So I'm swapping them out for some metal that have like the metal pegs. Hopefully this will give me better grip and better riding ability tomorrow. So yeah, that's what we're up to right now. And then we'll get back to packing. That's nice. That's not nice. So dirty, but this is nice. So we're here trying to pack everything. I don't miss this part of the prep about triathlons. It's like the mental thought of like each 3 disciplines. I think I have everything packed, and the great thing about this Ironman bag that they gave us for Ironman Victoria is it packs everything. It's fantastic. Look at this. So I'm pretty sure I have like my wetsuit. You can't see it there, but it's jammed in here. Wetsuit, towel, like helmet with like gloves, sunglasses, some nutrition. Then I have my trail running shoes, hat, goggles, everything just packs into this bag, which is awesome. So let's go do this race. We're all checked in. Now let's go get some food and check into our hotel.
Do you got the goods?
Got the goods.
Ooh.
All checked in. 93.
What's this?
That's to go on the bike.
The bike?
Yeah.
How?
It's like a plate. Zip ties.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Where do you have to put it?
On the front of it, on the handlebars.
Oh, okay.
Cap.
For swimming?
Yeah. Chip has to go on the right side, she told me. And you'll be able to track.
Oh,
so there'll
really?
be a QR code tomorrow.
QR code?
that you
And
can
so there's
scan.
an app. Or I guess the website.
Yeah, on the website.
Let's see.
And then,
For running?
yeah.
And then is there a number on this or no?
Endurance bar. Oh, coffee bean and vanilla. Oh, that's delish. Right up my alley. You know, dark chocolate too. Yum.
Okay.
Should I eat this now after eating that?
No.
Okay.
Let's go check in.
Spare change of clothes for after.
All my gear is in here, ready to go. I don't know what else I need. Got the bottles. Just left the hotel. Now we're ready to go to the event.
We are headed on out. Still waking up.
Should have had a coffee. Yeah, you should have seen me make my bagel with, put the peanut butter on the bagel with the little coffee stick. It was like the hardest thing
Did
ever.
you film that?
No. Yeah, that was a disaster. But I got it done. And we got food in, so. This way. Jesus Christ. I may not even make it to the race. Maybe I should have driven.
I only woke up like 20 minutes ago.
Good morning, racers.
Maybe without her.
Getting close to the 8 o'clock mark.
I learned from the first try.
So if you've arrived on the site,
Ready? Getting ready. Got this, tease. Good job, Kian! Woo! Kian, good job! Woo! Kian, good luck! Okay, 50 minutes. Yay! You survived!
Just about.
Good job.
Oh my god, my hamstrings.
Oh yeah, that's what the announcer was talking about.
It's all hammies. So finally have completed the XTERRA Whistler race, and now I'm excited to just recap it. I'm gonna do this really quickly because this video is already long enough. The swim was absolutely gorgeous. It was such beautiful temperature, especially for it being September. This is my first time ever doing a mass start race, and it was absolutely chaotic. The first 150 meters was just pure chaos, and I kind of peeled back a bit. I didn't want to, I knew it was gonna like spread out over time. So I just decided to just take it easy until I got to the first buoy, which was about 250 meters. And after that, it was so much more calmer, and it was such a beautiful swim. Having to get out of the water to do the second loop, that slowed it down quite a bit. And then for me, like, I kind of saw in the video that I was just like really slow walking back in. And again, I think it's just awkward because when you're, you know, walking in shallow water and you're trying to move fast, it just seems like you're exerting so much more energy, where I was just like, oh, I'm gonna take my time, catch my breath a bit before getting back into it. After we turned the last buoy and turned back to shore, we were now against the sun, and it was so hard to see anything. Like, I was even wearing polarized goggles and I just couldn't actually see anything. I was trying to sight the shore and I couldn't see it. I tried to sight these floating platforms that were in the water, couldn't see those either. So I was just had to trust the people that were in front of me that they were going the right direction. But eventually we got through the swim, which was lovely. I finished just over 30 minutes and yeah, couldn't be more happier with how that swim went, especially considering I was dealing with a shoulder injury and that has kind of been lingering throughout the entire training block. I wasn't able to do a lot of training for this because of that injury, so I was really surprised that I got through that okay and I didn't have any shoulder issues. So getting through transition, this was time where I took about 5 or so minutes. The longest part was trying to get my socks on. I think I need a new sock for any time I'm doing a triathlon because I had this problem with Ironman Victoria 2 where it took me so long just to get my socks on because I guess when they're wet, and the socks that I was wearing were the Stance socks that I guess are a little bit more compressed. It was like hard to get them on, and then my stomach started to cramp and it was just a horrible situation. So eventually I got them on and we got through transition. So going into the bike section, this was the one I was most nervous about because it is my weakest discipline of the 3, and I'm still very much a newbie when it comes to trail biking. I also didn't want to be that person who was like really slow and everyone had to be passing, but we just had to let the ego aside and just try to enjoy it as much as possible. It did torrential downpour the day before, so that meant that the course was super wet and muddy, just to add to the fun adventure. At about 5 kilometers in, there was a downhill slab rock section, and I got down the first steep part okay, but then my back wheel slipped and my gut reaction was to pull a brake, and it turned out it was a front brake and I flew over the handlebars. Thankfully, I got out with just an injured elbow and a few bruises and scratches. The worst part about the whole situation was my lower abdomen just started to cramp and seize, and I couldn't move, and like during my fall, my chip timer fell off. So I had to try and re-put that back on, but every time I bent over, my stomach was just seizing further and it was like cramping and hurting. So I had to just stand there and wait and just try to stretch my stomach. I tried to just breathe and let the cramp subside, but it did take me about 5 minutes before I was able to actually put the chip timer back on. So even though the cramp had subsided a little bit but it wasn't fully gone, I wanted to get back on the bike just to be like progress in some way, even if I wasn't going very fast. So it took I'd say about 15 minutes before my stomach actually cleared up and the cramp actually went away. I just decided to take it very slow after that, and because this was a 2-looped bike course, when I had to come back to that section again, I just walked down it because I didn't need to further injure myself. There was no getting redemption today. And when I did this particular section a few weeks ago, when I tested out the course, I didn't have any issues. It was completely fine. After that point, I was just very cautious and I didn't want to push any further. So I finished the bike section, I think in 2 hours and like 10 minutes or something like that. So very slow, not what I was planning to do, but you know, it is what it is considering the conditions. The run itself felt really, really good. Such a beautiful course. There's this section called the Hurt Locker, which is just a steep incline where there's like every few meters, there's like a sign that trolls you. Loved it. So once you reach the top of it, you have these beautiful views of Whistler's Green Lake, and oh, it's just out of this world. And like the weather that we had on the day was absolutely glorious. So once I got through the finish line, I was so happy to have it fully done. The run itself took just over an hour. I was hoping to do a sub-hour, but you know, at that point, my hamstrings were absolutely screaming at me, especially on all the incline. So I was still really happy with my performance. Once I finished the race, I did head over to the medical tent to get them to take a look at my elbow because it was bleeding so much. While they tried to clean up as much as they could, washing off some of the dry blood, it just was still continuing to bleed. And due to the region of where the actual gash was, they were suggesting getting stitches because, you know, once it's your elbow moves a lot, right? So it was probably going to be really hard for this to ever heal. But once I got home, I was able to have a shower, wash off again all the other dry blood that occurred, And at that point, it wasn't really the gash that was sore, it was just the fact that the elbow swelled up so much and it made it so difficult to move the elbow. So I think that actually helped with the healing of the wound. So I was able to like clean it all up. At nighttime, it was the worst because I wasn't able to sleep properly because I was trying to avoid touching anything off the elbow because the whole area was sensitive. But after a few days now, the elbow was much better. I'm able to bend it and it seems to be fully healing, which was fantastic. So yeah, so that's it. Overall, this race was a really enjoyable race. I'm really looking forward to potentially doing another off-road triathlon in the future because I don't know, this was super enjoyable. I've also really enjoyed the trail biking, despite me being very beginner. I'm really looking forward to getting better at it and just going out there and doing more trails and yeah, build up the experience on it. Even though we're coming into winter now here and that's rainy season, so I don't know if there'll be much trail biking that's going to happen, but definitely in the new year, I'm really looking forward to getting back onto the bike. So that's it. Yeah, this was a great series. I'm really happy with how my performance was considering the injuries that I endured along the way. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this all went. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm really looking forward to potentially doing another race in the future. And until then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.